Evening. We are here tonight. It is 6:30 and this is the Winning with School Choice podcast. The Winning with School Choice podcast. We are here to help everyday educators just like you make the decision on if you want to disrupt where we are in education and be a part of real change by starting a micro school, private school, homeschool group. Dr. Cheryl Lynn is here to assist with that. Also, here to partner with parents to help them win with school choice and make their school choice count by choosing a private school that meets the needs of your scholar. So that's why we're here tonight. And tonight we're talking all about money matters. Money matters. That's what we're talking tonight. So I'm going to give you a moment as I'm sharing it out. I'm going to give you a moment just to share it out tonight, so that we can get into the money matters with school choice. Money matters with school choice. And not just with school choice, but with a few other things as well. So go ahead and share this video out, tag someone that may need this information on how to access school choice dollars, what it means when we began to talk about dollars in school choice, and why that really matters to us. Listen, I went down kind of a rabbit hole digging into all of this data, talking about money and how it matters with education. And it's a big part of what we do and how we educate scholars and the resources, equitable resources that our scholars have access to. So go ahead, tag someone, share this video out so that they'll be able to have the information that they need to win with school choice. Win with school choice. As we get into money matters, this has been an exciting week for us, an exciting week for so many of us. We're getting ready to come right around the corner in a lot of private schools to the end of our first week, getting ready for our first teacher work day. And hopefully schools have put together some baseline achievement scores so that we can dig in and look at those and put a plan in place to help our scholars excel. Again, welcome. This is Winning with School Choice, and I'm your host, Dr. Cheryl Lynn, and I am here tonight. We're talking money matters in education. Money matters. You need access to dollars in order to educate your scholars effectively and to close that achievement gap. And provide them with a quality, Christ-centered education. So I want you to share this out. A fact that I found out I want to share with you, we're going to start at the top level with the USA, the United States education. That budget, the number is just about 794.7 billion. I didn't want to be incorrect, so I got my notes here. But it's about 794.7 billion dollars that the United States is spending on education. That's about how much comes down from the US to all the state levels. And then when we get down to the state level, I'm going to particularly focus on Florida, because that's where we are. Florida has an average per pupil spending of about $11.8 thousand. That's an average per pupil spending is about $11,000. Now, perhaps you heard that number and you thought what I thought, like, okay, where is this money going? Because we continue to say that teachers, educators, and I agree, we don't make enough for the job that we do. And this is why school choice is so huge in the state of Florida, because the average spending for a student, a scholar, a pupil in public school is about $7,500. So you do the math. Public school is about $11,000. Private schools are receiving about $7,500 per student. Again, that is an average of what they're spending per pupil. That's an average. And then when it breaks down, the school choice allocation that we receive, that $7,500, of course it's not enough to do everything that needs to be done. And we know that because in the private sector, the $11,000 is not enough. 88% of this over the last few years have gone to increasing at the top level, at the district level. I'll just pause there while you kind of think about that. 88% of that it is gone toward the top level. But who directly impacts achievement are the educators, the teachers, those that are in the classrooms, those that are presenting lessons, spending the time after school, writing lesson plans, grading papers, meeting with parents, putting together academic improvement plans, writing IEPs. The people that are actually impacting achievement are not the people that are receiving the increase. And that should be a problem for us in education. That should be a problem for us because what we're seeing, or what I've seen going through the data, is that only about 15% of our minority scholars are achieving, are increasing in achievement. Only about 15% of our minority scholars, and when I say minority, I am specifically talking about African Americans. I don't like to use the word Black because we're not colors. We are African Americans. So African Americans, and that's my personal opinion, African Americans, 15% are experiencing some type of achievement growth or learning gains in the state of Florida. I want you to think about that because the income continues to increase, but the academic achievement is not. And parents, this is where the state have open school choice. It does not matter your income. They've opened school choice, and now they've put the decision in the hand of the parents. They're saying, parents, we've tried it. Now we're giving you the authority to make the decision. African American students in Florida lag behind more than any other state. In the state of Florida, our African American students lag behind more than any other state. This statistic was alarming to me. Listen, if you know a parent with an African American male, African American scholar, tag them, share them, send it to their inbox, let them watch it when they have a chance, because parents need to understand that achievement is not just a grade. And I say that because we have too many scholars that may have honor roll, but when it comes time to pass FSA, we're not able to achieve at the level we need to. When it comes time to score a certain score on the SAT or ACT, we're not able to achieve at the level where you need to. And so I am challenging parents to get into these schools and partner with these teachers, partner with these administrators, and figure out where my son lies on the academic scale, where my scholar is, not just what grade is he receiving, but where is he on the big scope. Let's look at test scores. Let's drill down to the actual concepts that they should be learning. In 2022, the average score for African American males, the scale score was 221 out of 500. The average score for African American males in Florida was 221 out of 500. The average score for African American females was 228 out of 500. That's barely half. Parents, we should be alarmed by this. It's time out for us as a community to just focus on my child received the scholarship, what my child is doing. It's time for us to go back to the old landmark and to make sure that we're providing support to all of those within our circle, everyone within our realm. It's time for mentoring agencies. If you're mentoring scholars, we're just not looking at report cards. Let's see where they're weak. Let's see what their test taking skills are. It's great to create entrepreneur courses and all of these things, but if they can't count dollars, if they can't read with a great comprehension, come on now, we have to do more than just sit and talk about what we're doing. We don't need fluff. We need to jump in and make sure we're holding some people accountable. School choice has increased so much in the state of Florida. And this is one of the reasons why. This number was alarming to me. As a former correctional officer, I know all too well the reading ability of those young men that's incarcerated. All too well of the reading ability of the females that are incarcerated. And this is why I focus so much on reading. This is why. because we understand how important reading is. For African American males to score a 221, average scale score, 221, this was in 2022, which was last year, out of 500. That is an alarming problem for us. School leaders, if you are not sure how to move the academic needle, reach out to me. I may not have the answer, but I know some people that have it. I may not have the answer, but I know some people that have the answer for you that can come in, show you how to move the academic needle, show you your teachers how to create groups so that they can move the academic needle. Reading is more than sight words. Reading is more than sight words. Reading is more than sight words. We all can look at sight words and say them by sight, but there is a comprehension piece. There is a vocabulary piece, and they all are very important. And we have to understand why that matters for the future of our scholars. School choice is increasing. In 13-14, we had 300, just about 325K students participating in school choice in the state of Florida. Today is 445K. That's average number, 445K scholars participating in school choice. Why? Because parents are beginning to realize that I need to do something different. I need to do something different. There are many options for families in Florida. Remember, there's no income limit on school choice funding. We have the education savings accounts, the equal opportunity scholarship, the unique ability scholarship, which was formerly McKay scholarship. Those students that have 504s and IEPs, they're funding for your children to get the assistance they need. And I've heard this a lot. Well, private schools don't provide the services. I will say this, by law, there is no law saying that private schools have to provide those services. But ask. A lot of private schools have their own therapists, private therapists that come in and provide those services. A lot of private schools are already offering extended time, what's written in the IEP. They are already offering the multiple choice, reduction in assignment, what's written on the IEP. A lot of private schools are already doing the things that are included on the IEP. So just ask. If they're not providing it, they may have the resources to do that. The other thing I want to hit on tonight, when I talk about money matters, this is talking about money matters. It takes a lot. It takes finances to run a school. As we know, as we just said, public schools, $11,000 average per pupil. Private schools, $7,500 per pupil. When we talk about scholarships from the AAA organization, the Step Up for Students organizations, a lot of times we feel like the scholarships, this is it. But they're really tuition assistant vouchers. Tuition assistant vouchers. Parents, we just can't go into schools, private schools, feeling like everything should be provided and we don't want to help make up some of the difference. Tuition assistant vouchers is what should be called. And we have to make sure that we are holding this institution of learning accountable. Now, I want to talk a little bit tonight. I've gotten this question in my inbox from a few homeschool families, the ESA accounts, accessing the dollars. We're accessing the dollars by applying through an approved organization. We have two organizations in the state of Florida. There's Step Up for Students and there's AAA. Those are the two approved organizations in the state of Florida where you can apply to access those dollars. If you are a homeschool family, you can provide curriculum. You can pay for courses. If you choose to do an online course, you can supplement a private school's tuition. You can hire an approved service provider with those dollars. Now, you will not receive these dollars in hand. They go in your student's account, and there's an invoicing system that is put in place by these organizations. So perhaps you're a parent, you're saying, well, I've thought about homeschooling. I want to homeschool, but I'm not sure I'm able to do that. There are advocates that are out there that can help you create a schedule that works around your need. But we have got to help our African American scholars close this gap, and schools cannot do it without parents. Schools cannot do it without you. That's so important. We need you to do more than just come for report card night. We need you to do more than just show up for the sneaker balls and the homecomings and all those things. We need you to do more than say, oh, they need a tutor. We have to go back to the old landmark. Let me see your homework tonight. Do it at the kitchen table. We have too many. Come on. If you at work, you FaceTime me till you finish your homework. Find a way to partner with the school. Hold your scholar accountable for getting the work done, for making sure that they are academically excelling and not just receiving a grade. That's so important. If they bring an assignment home, you look in the teacher's grade book online, you see they did not pass an assessment. Why didn't they pass it? Reach out to the teacher. What did they miss? And find out. Is so important. Funding is available. Public school parents or public school providers, funding is available through Step Up for Students and AAA for reading tutors. If you have scholars that are level 1, level 2 scholars, funding is available through Step Up for Students and AAA. They can receive that funding in order for them to have a tutor assist with reading. It's specifically for scholars that are having reading difficulties that are in public schools. There's also money for transportation. You want your scholar to switch one public school that's not serving their needs to another. There's dollars for that as well. The state of Florida has opened up school choice to support public school families, as well as private schools families, as well as homeschool families. And now, parents, the ball is in your court. The ball is in your court. All is to make a decision that no matter what, you're going to hold your scholar accountable for academic achievement. Hold them accountable for academic achievement. That's more than just a report card or a progress report. That's more than just looking at grades. You need to know, what should they be learning this 9 weeks? Because you want to make sure that they're academically excelling. We cannot continue to fluff around and provide all the feel-good stuff and not get to the nitty-gritty of the 15% achievement of African American scholars from 2022 to 2023. We cannot continue to ignore that our African American males in 2022 had a scale score of 221 out of 500 on the test in the state of Florida. We cannot continue to ignore that our African American females scored a scale score of 228 out of 500. That's half of the maximum score. Yes, we have some that are excelling and doing well. Bravo. But we have a lot of scholars, and some of them are in your families, and they need our help. They need us to care more about the feel-good stuff, the posting prom pictures, the promposals. We need to feel more than that. We've got to hold them accountable for achievement. And that's so important. Partner with your schools. Get involved in academic achievement, not just fundraisers, not just spirit weeks, but get involved in the nitty-gritty of academic achievement. Hold them accountable. Please. Every educator will love and appreciate you for that. Again, this is Dr. Cheryl Lynn. This is Winning with School Choice, a podcast that's helping everyday educators disrupt the status quo in education and create an environment that impacts academic achievement for our scholars, and helping everyday parents win with school choice by making their school choice count, choosing an environment that promotes academic excellence, quality education, and equity in resources. If you are a private school owner, become a member of our organization, the Florida School Choice Association. We have our general body meeting coming up in October, general body meeting coming up this month. We're going to be talking about our conference that's coming up, as well as a great event that we have coming up for National School Choice Week in January. You don't want to miss it. You all be blessed and hold scholars accountable for academic achievement. Good night.